All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Chakvadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. As you can see, still under the weather, but still got to do the work of the Lord. But I wanted to talk about how, there's always an opposite effect. That's how the Lord created everything. So where there's trouble, there's also safety. Where there's captivity, there's also deliverance. Where there's condemnation, there's also salvation. So you always got to remember that even though, let's start off with this. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High, and that we must through much tribulation. So you got to also understand that there is an opposite to this. Within that tribulation, there's also consolation, because the Lord told us that, yeah, we got to go through Jacob's trouble. But in that same scripture, it said he should be saved out of it. So that is basically the mindset through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that I always try to push. Because even the book Ezekiel, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. I think it's 2 and 9. Might be 2 and 9, but maybe it's 8. All right. I'm going to start from 8. I'll start from 7. And you shall speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. Ain't that the truth? But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto you. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat that I give you. And when I looked, and behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spreaded it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, mournings, and woes. So within this book is way more lamentation, mourning, and woes than good times. All right. Because the main goodness is the kingdom of heaven, which is an everlasting kingdom which shall never be destroyed. But till we get to that point, there is lamentation, mourning, and woe. So, but there's also, deliverance in those times. So you always got to remember that it is going to get dark out here, figuratively. And then it will get dark, because one thing that you always got to remember, what the devil is trying to do, he's trying to, I gotta get this too. I think it's 17 to 12. So this is what the devil is trying to do. And when I mean by the devil, I'm talking about the physical counterpart of Satan, Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white people. All right. They're trying to get you to the point where you have nowhere to turn but to him. So it said, for fear is nothing else but the betraying of the succors which reason offereth. Now, a succor or succors is another word for help or aid, So remember, over the years, prophesying of an EMP, and that can happen And I am a 99.9% that it will happen. Because if he, okay, like paint a picture this way. If he actually do it, everything will come to a standstill. You won't be able to move. Everything is on the electronic grid. And then I will actually give them they'll give them an excuse to bring forth the grid that they already set up, which is called Stargate. If you remember the inauguration speech, he had a tech giant with him by the name of Larry Ellison. And matter of fact, I don't even think it was the inauguration speech. I think it was like the day after. But anyways, he worked for Oracle. But he was talking about Stargate, and if this grid falls, then by default, everybody would have to come onto that grid, and that grid is controlled. Everybody would be in an interconnected system, which is what they want. But the reason that I'm making this video is to let you know that there is comfort in all of this. See, what I do to the best of my ability, and I try to do it in my videos, is push comfort. Everybody don't have the ability to talk to somebody that's like-minded, like a believer. You know, like, so most brothers don't have, I'm talking about most believers. I mean, most believers don't have a number that they could call a brother and they could get counsel from. So your number one counselor is, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in the scriptures. So prayer in the scriptures. That's the number one counsel. And all through the book, plenty of scriptures on how the Lord is going to, help you in that time. If you have faith, though. And of course, you got to be part of the elect. And if you are part of the elect, you will have faith. So, but this is what the devil is trying to push. And you're going to see that more and more as the Lord's beautiful movie continue to play out. It's going to be more uncertainty. And this is the Lord's movie. This is his show. He controls all the actors in this movie, Esau, Edom included. And when the scripture said he gonna come as a thief in the night, that's what's gonna happen. Because don't none of us know the day or the time when all hell's gonna break loose. But when all hell break loose, to us, we gonna know why, and we're not gonna be wavered. But that's only, of course, if you're part of the elect and you're not playing games. See, we hope to be part of the elect, and we we be diligent to make our calling and election sure. So, also, because the premise of this video is to let you know that there is opposite effect of everything. So it said all things are double one against another, and he had made nothing imperfect. So just like when you read Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy come in like a flood, the Lord will set up a standard against them. So that's the opposite effect. You have the enemy coming in like a flood to destroy you, and the Lord is going to set up a standard to deliver you. Opposite effect. And everything that the Lord do, he's perfect. So for those who will be martyrs, you got to tap into this spirit right here, man. I just made a video about, scriptures for the future martyrs. So I always think about this scripture right here, because the devil already have in his mind what he imagined to do to you for the future martyrs. Revelation 2:10 said he should cast some of you into prison. All right. You be cast into prison for 10 days, be not fearful. Matter of fact, let me get that and then come back to this. So it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. And this proves that the devil is a man. Okay. Not spiritual demon Satan. He's not going to be grabbing people, throwing them into prison. But it says, shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. So, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. So I always think about the scripture when whatever the future martyrs have to go through, these are the scriptures that you need to tap into, because I can be one, you can be one. And you have to remember these scriptures, because the flesh is weak, but the spirit is indeed willing. That's why you got to be watchful, and you got to stay prayed up, as Yahweh said. So the Lord can make it painless. And when you read the account of the 7 Maccabee brothers in 2 Maccabees 7, actually, the mom and her sons, when you read about it, the death seemed like it could be very painful. That wicked king was scalping them, cutting out their tongue, and all of that stuff, cutting them from limb to limb. One of the brothers, I think it was the third or the fourth one, he actually stuck out his tongue. Basically was like, yeah, cut the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be the hell of a spirit that the Lord going to put on us. The ones who will be martyrs and the ones who won't be martyrs. It's going to be a hell of a spirit on us. So you got to remember, the Lord is in control. The Lord is in charge. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim, I was shot for that. Because if it was up to us, we would fail. First, as soon as you feel something that you don't like, or if it's too painful, you're gonna bow down. That's the flesh. You know? So, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. All right, and that's also going into the second death too. You know, because remember, the resurrection, some to everlasting life, some to condemnation. So while we going through these things, this is also what the Lord said through Job. He should deliver you in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there should no evil touch you. So that's going into the missiles. The 7th trumpet sounding, that is the nuclear destruction. The strainers of our salvation will be happening at that time. And famine, he shall redeem you from death, and war from the power of the sword. You shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue, because remember, persecution is coming for what we believe in. And this devil is going to be very unfair. Neither shall you be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Hell of a spirit that we're going to be in. At destruction and famine you shall laugh, neither shall you be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For you shall be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field should be at peace with you. So, yeah, everything is going to align in our favor in that time. I don't know what that means, that the stones, is going to be in league with us. But, at that time, wherever the Lord will be placing us at, the stones probably got healing properties, So we're literally going to be in league with the stones. So right now we on this cement that hurt our back and our feet and our knees, But yeah, so this is what the Lord promised to those that he loved and to those who love him. So you got to tap into this. So it said, Yahweh is good and a stronghold in the day of trouble. He knoweth them that trust in him. So trouble is coming. It's inevitable for those who really understand and know this truth. It's inevitable. It have to come for our kingdom to come. So bad has got to come before our kingdom to come. All right. So you have to tap in to this mindset to make it. Because at any day, like the weather is about to break. It's going to get very nice outside consistently. You're gonna see more people outside. The sown places is still here. It's not unsown yet. So you get people still thinking that life is life. People gonna still be planning trips, and it's all prophecy too. People gonna still be eating, drinking, and being merry until Yahweh Shai come. All right. So you don't want to get caught up in that. We in very dangerous times, as the scripture says. Perilous times should come in the last days. This is why we always say we hope to be part of the elect. Yahweh said, verily it shall be well with the remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat you well in the time of evil, in the time of affliction. So this is just a few scriptures. But as you see, these scriptures are saying a time of evil, a day of judgment is coming. But the Lord said he's going to deliver you out of it. All right. And he said he'll cause the enemy to entreat you well. When your ways please the Lord, he will make your enemies even be at peace with you. Proverbs 16:7. But the salvation, all right, salvation is deliverance, man. Matter of fact, this is a cut to you new covenant demons. Because people be acting like, oops. People be acting like salvation is just Yahweh Shai, he died, and now we have liberty to just do what the hell we want. So it says salvation, right? And it's Tha Shawai. And you have, all right, rescue, literal or figurative, person's national, spiritual deliverance, help, safety, salvation, deliverance. So yeah. So at the end of the day, that's why the scripture says, in Ezekiel 3:17, it said, warn Israel from me. When you warn somebody, you warning them from something. So it says, but salvation of the righteous is of Yahweh. He is their strength in a time of trouble. And Yahweh shall help them and deliver them. He should deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Who's the them? Those who trust in him, the elect. All right. So always be grateful. Always thank Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that you even was called into this thing. Especially if you really believe. That's why the scripture said, examine yourself. So if you really, really believe, man, you are blessed. Because look at all the people out here who don't give a damn about what we talking about. But when these things come to pass, and lo, it will come, then they gonna know it's a prophet among them. So all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And Shalom.